Hi everyone. Hello. Welcome to the new people joining this page, and welcome back to the people that subscribed already to this channel. Thank you so much. I really encourage you to press the subscribe button to get notified when I post new videos on this channel. They are useful information like this one, as I'm going to cover today the energy update for October. Well, we are already 1 week in October energy, and today when I'm filming, it's a full moon in Aries, and we have a lot of mixed energy this month. A lot is happening, and I'm going to cover it all today with practical examples. So I'm going to share a little bit from my experience, so to really understand how these energies really manifest in day-to-day life. So maybe this is an inspiration for you. And I'm going to share at the end also 2 practical tips, very useful for you, so you can keep them in mind throughout the month, but also later on. So for all of you that already saw the previous video in September, and for those of you who didn't, I really encourage you first to listen September and then October, because it's going to be a link. And I told there already is that we are living in a crescendo of energy towards the grand finale of this year. 2022, it's really a special year from many perspectives. So I'm going to cover very quickly 2 of them. Of course, from numerology, we are really living 3 times number 2, which is quite unique, and in our lifetimes it will happen practically throughout 2020 20 to 2029. We are living with 2 twos, but really this year it's 2022, so 3 times 2s equals 6. It's a year with a lot of disequilibrium, a lot of imbalances, a lot of conflicts, a lot of quarrels, a lot of breakups. As you might see, a very emotional year, because 2 symbolizes emotions. So a lot is surfacing from inside of us, from the subconscious, and also in the outside world. But in this video, I'm not going to refer so much to the outside reality, because my principle is that the outside reality is really formed out of every individual. So the sum of all individuals really form our outside reality. And indeed, the head of states, head of governments have a higher power to dictate in the outside reality. But in the end, these people were elected or not by us. So in the end, each of us has a say in this outer reality. And if we are working on ourselves, we are really able to influence or to change our immediate reality, and little by little the immediate reality will influence the collective reality. What you read nowadays is a collective. So October, it's month 10 out of this special year that is very rare energy, 2022, which is a very special year that will never live in our lives, that really brought a lot of imbalances, a lot of emotional unrest in your life. And probably you notice it so far in your life. So before we reach balance, which is indeed the higher lesson of this year, 6 as the energy of this year symbolizes unity, harmony, balance, a lot of unconditional love. But until we get to this era of peace, era of love and balance, it's a lot of turmoil, a lot of storms, a lot of disbalances and conflicts that you already see with the naked eyes, let's say, and hopefully you don't live so much in your reality. But if you do, know that this has a higher purpose. So the disequilibriums that you faced up to now this year had a higher purpose to show you some lessons, to show you some places, areas in your life where you still have to do some healing, you have to do some work, you have to do some understanding, to show some compassion, some deeper love, greater love, in order from a disbalance to get to the balance. And I mentioned that this is quite a special year, not only because it's 3 times 2, which is quite unique and rare. So next year we'll not live it anymore. But also astrologically, we lived quite some rare energy. So I'll just mention 3 of them, which were very, very rare, and maybe they impacted you. But just to notice that this special alignment of planets in the cosmos with the stars and everything really has an influence on what happens here on Earth, and know that the deep purpose of this is to reach a higher balance, a deeper love in your life. So the 3 astrological events, which were quite rare, were the first one was in April, when Neptune was conjunct Jupiter, which really didn't happen in the last 166 year. So really quite rare. So in our lifetimes, for sure not. Then another rare cosmic alignment was at the end of July, beginning of August, which was really an event, the conjunction, the triple conjunction of Uranus, North Node, and Mars, which was an energy that really happened in the last 2000 and more years. So imagine, super, super rare. And recently, at the end of September, again, it was a rare planetary alignment. Jupiter came very, very close to the Earth, which really didn't happen, I believe, in the last 60, 70 years. So really quite unique and rare energy. And all of this coupled with a rare alignment of 2s, the number 2s from 2022. And also every month we are living with this combination of 22nd of the month of 2022. And in February, it was a very rare alignment of 22nd of February 2022. So imagine all of this really creates a lot of, as I said, unrest, turmoil in your life. And first, it starts with the mind. So your mind really can be very agitated, very unrested, full of scenarios, full of thoughts, full of worries, and so on. Your emotion can be upside down, and you feel overwhelmed of what's happening, and you don't know how you can react anymore, and so on. And of course, your action in your day-to-day life, starting with your words, and then your acts, your behaviors are also influenced by all this. So this is just to paint a little bit really why this year is so special, why there are so many things happening in your life. Everything has a reason for you to draw this attention towards that area of your lives that really gives you headaches and a lot of unrest and a lot of unease, with a deeper purpose to bring balance to that area of your life. And let's cover this today, because this is the title of this video, and this is the proeminent energy of October, will be to become an observer, to become the witness in your life, and to really find your inner strengths. Why do I say this? When you are an observer of a situation, you are not so attached, you are not in the middle of it. So you don't get it personal. So I think this is the big lesson of October for all of us, is how can we become a detached observer of our lives, of our situations, of our experience, especially the ones that give us headaches, it gives us stress, anxiety. So let's call them negative situation. I don't like this polarity between negative and positive, but maybe it's easy for all of us to understand. So especially the situation with headaches, with negative attachment, these are the situations that call for this observer position. Don't get in the middle of it. Don't get too personal. And try to detach, try to take a step back to those situations in order to receive a higher perspective. So this is something that I really encourage you to do. This is the first practical tip of this month. This month has the overall energy of number 7, because we are at the month of 10 plus 6 from the year. It gives us a sum of 7. 7 symbolizes the divinity, perfection, the higher mind, the analytical mind, the wise person. So as much as you can remember these keywords of the month, I really encourage you from this position of the observer to really come with wise choices, wise decisions, taking a step back in order to have a higher perspective of any situations. So especially those ones that really don't let you sleep at night. So October 10, because it's number 10, in a way can repeat the situation of the month 1, because it's 10 equal 1. So be an observer and notice if some of the situations that you live this month in October have some similarities or common points, or really they are totally a deja vu of January, because it is possible that some of us may live a similar situation or experience from January until October. So they are repeating in your life. Why? With a higher purpose for you to gain more wisdom and to come up with wise choices. So again, it's this deep meaning of this month to really come up with wiser choices than before. So if a situation is repeating in your life, let's see, what choices did you make in January? They were good, they were bad, they were positive, they were beneficial for your life. If they were not, the invitation of this month is for you to rethink the situation a little bit more detached, take a step back, analyze better, use the higher mind, use a higher perspective in order for you to come up maybe with a different choice. And I give you a very practical example from my life, so you can understand how this can manifest in your life. So in January, I really confronted kind of health problem, not so dramatic, but I had this health problem in my life with these deep lessons that I'm facing throughout this year of letting go of control. So this is one of my key lessons that I have to master in this lifetime. And by the way, if you don't know what is your key lesson in this life, so these are really information that you can you are encouraged to discover about yourself, because it makes this life journey a little bit easier and a little bit not so dramatic and not so hard to understand. So I really encourage you, astrology, numerology, other conversations with psychologists, therapists that are really uncovering a little bit more about your life, about the patterns in your life, the habits that you are doing throughout your life. So you can really discover what's the red line, what's the thread that it's unfolding every day for you. And for me, it was this lesson of wanting to control very much what's happening in my life, wanting to have hands-on on every situation, every relation, or on anything, that I really discovered it 5-6 years ago, when I really did have my wake-up call from the universe in 2015. Yes, 2015. I think it was a key year for me, when I started to turn around a little bit from outside to inside to discover more. And this lesson of control really appeared in January, when with this health problem, I wanted to have full control, full knowledge of the plan with the doctor, the really detail every day, every hour, what shall I do? How do I get better? And so on. And by the end of the month, the major realization for me, the awareness that I got, was that the lesson is not to gain more control and to get more stubborn and fixated on a certain plan, but to let go, to detach, take a step back, and let a little bit the body to do the work. Trust the wisdom of your body. Trust that it has its own processes of healing, of wisdom, and maybe it's not so necessary to control it, let's say, with so much, and trust your body. And so this situation happened in January, which was a month of the first month of the year, with the energy of 1 + 6 = 7, which got for me this wise choice, the wise awareness of let go of control, trust your body more, and surrender to the wisdom of your body. And what happens is, now in October, a similar situation appeared, something to do again with visiting doctors and so on, where I saw these patterns a couple of days ago already appearing in my life, wanting again to control, to see exactly when shall I call the doctor, when is he calling me back, when shall I put the appointment, make the appointment, when shall I go, how's the plan look like. So again, on a different topic, but again, almost like a deja vu for me. And I really understood that it's time for me to again detach from the situation, let go of control, and started to see, observe, and really become a witness, an observer of the situation, and not forcing anything, like making 2,000 calls if it's not the case, but let the situation unfold by itself. So this is a practical example that you can really observe if you pay attention, and especially if you have a journal of January, go back through your journal, and I really encourage you to keep a journal in this period, because there are so many things happening, so many signs, so many situations that are important in your life, that you can really discover that thread line, that red line, that it's a key lesson in your life. And going back through the journal, it can really help you uncover some things. So go back in January and see what happens in your life, and notice if something similar reoccurs now in October. It is reoccurring for you to understand the situation better, at a deeper level, at a wiser level, not to repeat the same mistakes in case you did a mistake, or you didn't like the outcome, or you want to try something new. So the energy of this month is really encourage you to analyze and discern the information much better, not with the mind, not only with the mind, with the analytical, rational, logical mind, but also with your heart, with your feelings, maybe inviting other opinions from the exterior. So again, invite more information into your world, but take a wiser decision when you are calm down. So the energy of this month really invites you again to inner balance, to find your calm within. And I put in the title of this video, Inner Strength. So you will find a renewed inner strength in yourself, because you realize that you can really solve any situation by yourself, by listening to your intuition much more, by really coming to your center. So the inner strength has a lot to do with finding your inner center. Inner center means when the mind and the heart, they are fully aligned in doing something. So the mind might be confused by by all the information, but if you couple it with the intuition and how do you feel about taking that choice or that decision, if you couple the mind with the heart, the feelings with the thinking, and you create a synergy, you create an alignment, this will give you a much higher wisdom in this month. So I wanted to share this practical experience because a lot of deja vus might happen from January, from what happened at the beginning of the year in October, but with a much more intensity, because October it's a number 10, so the 0 added to the 1 symbolizes a much higher intensity, almost like tenfold the intensity of the situation, of the experience versus what you lived in January, precisely for you to really wake up, to really pay more attention. So if in October you really didn't pay attention, and you just had some choices that were imposed by others into your life, now is the time for you to listen to your heart, to your higher wisdom, to your intuition, and to your higher mind. Precisely, I'm using these words higher. So don't get into the monkey mind, that mind that really never sleeps, and it gives you, what if it happens this? What if it happens this? This monkey mind that really gives you lots of scenarios but no solutions. The higher mind stays a little bit above, and it's a mind that you use in meditation, in prayers. It's a mind that you really approach it when you are calm, when you are in silence, when you are in balance. So try to get into this state of being, state of mind, state of attitude in order to find these wiser choices or solutions. Otherwise, you might fall into the trap of repeating the same choices as in January, and then you realize, oh my God, I'm in the same situation, what happens to me, and so on. So October may look like a deja vu from January if you repeat the same choices, and you can really experience intensity, conflict, arguments, quarrels, the same old. So this is one scenario. Or if you manage to go and rise up your game, and it's basically like you make a different choice and you can go to the next level in your game, in your life. At the next level, of course, you will notice new experiences. So you let go of the past and you embrace the new experiences. So this is another possible scenarios that can happen in October. A lot of these new situations or experience will happen through people. So pay a lot of attention to your relations. Again, become this observer, this detached personality, especially in relations, because these lessons that you will get this month are happens through other people. You know already that people in our lives, in our media reality, especially members of the family, close friends, uh, our partners, husband, wife, children, are the best teachers, the best masters for us that really came into our lives to really teach us something. And through the people, we are learning the best, but also it can bring us a lot of suffering. So in the relationships, pay attention if the situation of conflict, of intensity, of arguments arise, and try to notice yourself and try to respond differently. So if in January or in the past you really had a conflict with your partner, or you responded in a way that was not so good for you because the outcome was not great, try to this month to make a different decision. So if you went west, go east. if you went for a conflict, now try to be more calm, more understanding, try to use kinder words. So indeed, the energy of this month, it really encourages us to choose differently. So if you remember, one thing from this video is really make a wise choice and differently versus the past, because the test for you, can you choose differently? And especially in relations. So if you chose in the past the conflict, can you choose now the peace? If you chose in the past the fear, can you now choose love? If you chose in the past to be anxious, to stressed, um, to be depressed, to be sad, can you choose the opposite, to be more compassionate, to be more understanding, to be more willing, um, um, and so on. So try to do the opposite versus the past, because the invitation of this month is to become wiser. And a wiser person, what did we learn? Never repeat 2 times the same choices hoping for a different outcome. I think something that Einstein, I think, maybe said, that don't solve the same problem making the same choices and expecting the different outcomes. So if you choose the same, don't expect something differently to happen. So again, the invitation is choose differently and choose with a higher consciousness, a higher mind, a higher perspective. That's why the observer is like you climb some stairs and you look at the situations in your life differently in order to choose differently. So yeah, so I told you about the relations, because pay attention to the relations. We are at the middle, in the middle of the Libra season, which is really the sign of relations in astrology. So it's really about how do you balance the emotions, the intensities, the conflicts that might exist in some relations in your life. So this is again a test that might happen for all of us. And in relations, my invitation for you is to really, what do you observe? And how do you change yourself? So this is a key question, really. You may note it down. How do you change yourself? Not how do you change others in that relation, so for you to be happy. So nobody needs to change the other person. So the focus should be not to change the other person, but how do you turn inward and change yourself? And this has a lot to do with this wisdom of the month, the observer point of view, in which if you change maybe the modulation of your voice, if you speak kindly instead of conflictual, if you change different words, a little bit more understanding, a little bit more compassionate, a little bit more nurturing, like a mom would do for a kid, have more patience than in the past. So see if you change something in yourself, in your behavior, especially in the wording, in the communication, and see if that relation or that communication with a specific person might change too. But don't force the other person to change. So really the objective of the month is don't focus on the other person, don't focus on the external, but focus on yourself internally, because internally you need to find this wisdom. So really pay attention to this relation test that all of us will have to pass this month. So I really encourage you to really make wiser choices in relations this month, different versus the past, in order to really go to the next level in your life, next level in your growth, in your evolution, and so on. And why this month is really, really critical? Because this vibration of number 7 is like a preview this month of what will happen in next year, 2023. So 2023, if you sum up all the numbers, you will get the magic number of 7. So we'll really live next year with this energy of becoming wiser, becoming clearer in our minds, analyze better the situations, the relations, my workplace, my living place. Is it the right place for me? Make these high choices, but with a different conscious this time. So October is like a preview of what happens in terms of energies throughout the next year. So I really encourage you to really pay attention, notice how you feel, get accustomed with what might happen, and really respond to experience with a different perspective, much wiser. So you become like the wise person of the village, of the town, of your community, of the family. Maybe you want to listen more and speak less, and so on. And last but not least, I want to share, I just noted down, so there I want to share two final tips for you with two quotes that I really put it down because I want really to give you the specific quotes of the people to really be inspirational. Note that this weekend, today it's Sunday when I'm doing this video, I'm filming. Maybe I'll post it tomorrow because it's a magic number 1010. It's the day 1010 of this month. Again, the energy will be very potent, very intense. Pay attention to your relations, of your experiences, and really respond wisely to anything that appears in your life. So the last two tips for this month for you. One is coming from a quote, a really quote that it's very special to me, from Rumi, by the poet Rumi. He said like this: "You have escaped the cage. Your wings have stretched out. Now fly." So try to picture this visual. You have escaped the cage. The cage for me is a symbol of the past. It's a symbol of the last 9 months, of the previous years, of whatever I experienced in my life. And now it's a time for me to stretch out the wings and fly. So this is a tip for you. If you keep this quote present in your mind, I will put them down as well in the below description of this video. Leave the past, the cage, leave it behind. So this is the invitation. Now you spread the wings and fly. So this takes a lot of courage and motivation. So maybe this is a wiser choice than to really remain continuously in the same cage, in the same past, in the same repeating behaviors, in the same conflictual patterns, in the same toxic relations, places, and so on. So try to understand what this might mean to you, where you can take this courage, the inner strength from within you to spread the wings and fly. It's a new word happen to you maybe from next year. Imagine that number 7, it's a 2023 full energy, so get ready for it. But until you really fly, try to practice as much as you can in this period, October, November, December. I told you that it's a crescendo of energy with a lot of exams and tests for all of us. But really, the biggest test is for us to leave the cage, spread our wings, and fly. Take the courage, find this courage inside, and really don't look back and fly. Fly towards your dreams. So, this is my invitation for you this October. This is the first tip. Hope you like it. For me, it really inspired me to fly and embrace the new perspectives that are opening up to everyone. Everyone in your everybody, every person on this planet is going through this transformational period, and everybody needs to leave something behind, a habit, a thinking pattern, something toxic, a person, a place, a community that really you really feel that is not helping you anymore. You don't need to think it, analyze it too much. You had 9 months. So if the mind is still ruminating the decision, feel it in your heart, leave it, take this decision once and for all. And if you feel it in your heart that it gives you peace of mind, harmony, remember the big lesson of this year is how can you reach more harmony in your life? If this decision gives you harmony and peace of mind, then have this courage and fly. Fly towards the decision, take it, and don't look back. And the second tip, it's a quote from Sadhguru that I hope you enjoyed it as well. The mind is a powerful instrument. Every thought, every emotion that you create can change the chemistry of your body. This is also powerful because I told you that the mind, the monkey mind, can be very active in this period. October, November, December, we have a lot of mental activity, nervous breakdowns, headaches. We are playing many scenarios in our heads. And we are very active in our mental body, let's say. But this, as I said, can take you to stress, anxiety, or can and even change the chemistry of your body, like Sadhguru said, and really you can have healthy problems because of that. As I said, headaches, or even bigger problems like maybe a disease, some type of chronicity type of disease, or even dependency on something. So really pay attention to your mind. The invitation here is to really think positive. Try to calm down the monkey mind and move higher to the higher mind. Is that mind that really knows that everything is okay. You will survive. You will get to your best timeline of your life. You will fulfill your dreams. So try to repeat positive affirmation every day. Calm, get your mind into a peaceful place. Really, meditation helps here. I do it every day. I really encourage you. If you are not into meditation, maybe prayer or maybe contemplation, or simply a walk in the nature without thinking of anything, just observing again the nature, the birds singing, the leaves falling off the trees, anything that really keeps you off the monkey mind or the day-to-day realities that may be too dark and gloomy. But really repeat to yourself positive affirmation. Mind is powerful. As I said, you create the thoughts in your mind every day, and with the power of your thoughts you create your reality and you create the healthiness of the body. So again, it's an invitation to pay attention to what you think, to what you intend every day. And because of this, I really encourage you to follow my Instagram account or my Facebook page, Wellbeing Guides 365, where I post every day positive, luminous intention, especially for us to try to work positively with our minds, with our thoughts, and create something bright and light for us. So I hope this helps you with these two practical tips, starting with two powerful quotes from Rumi and Sadhguru. I will post them down for you to maybe you write it down in your notebook, in your journal. I also post down the link to September videos that you might want to re-listen because they are useful information that affect the rest of this year. And I wish you a great October with a lot of awareness, with a lot of wise choices, better choices, brighter choices that really put you on your path, as I used to say, on your light path. This is the path that really takes you closer to your dreams and not far away from your dreams. So I wish you a blessed October. Don't forget to subscribe and share these videos to your friends, to your communities, if you think this is helpful. And I'll see you soon here. And I'm waiting for your comments as well if you want to listen more of this or any questions you might have. Stay blessed, stay on the observer perch, and have a blessed October. Bye.